I'm so glad that George is with us today because we're celebrating his arrival by announcing the Manitoba Transplant Program's latest statistics. And I know you'll be so pleased to hear, George, that the year 2000 was extremely positive for those people who were listed in Manitoba for kidney and lung transplants. Last year, the Manitoba Transplant Program performed 46 kidney transplants, and there were also 10 lung transplants performed. That made our province's donor rate, based on a per million population, more than doubled in 2000 to 17.4 donors per million. And that also meant that we exceeded the Canadian donor rate of 15.4, so it was a very positive year for transplant in Manitoba. The issue of organ and tissue donation and transplantation is one that touches many people in so many ways. Donor families make courageous decisions to allow their loved ones to become organ and tissue donors. Recipients wait for that second chance that this gift of life can bring. Living donors give selflessly of themselves to someone they love. There are so many stories of courage, of unsung heroes, of hope, love, and life. One of those incredible stories belongs to the man that you're about to meet, George Marcello. Today is day 225 since George began his Canada 500-day walk from Toronto, and coming to Manitoba also marks George's first time to the prairies. So I know you probably think it's really cold outside, George, but I hope that you're warmed by the support that you have received here today in Manitoba. Please welcome George Marcello.
Thank you, Sybil. Well, as a proud and very grateful and concerned, and I think a little crazy Canadian, I've undertaken to do this, and I'm going to probably veto what has been outwardly said by the speakers up here. It's because someone made a decision to donate their organs that I'm around today and that I'm able to do what I'm doing right now because of that decision. And this campaign, that's what it's all about. It's about bringing a very positive spirit to all Canadians from coast to coast about this very, very, very important position. We're trying to reach all sectors of the country, all sectors of the communities. We've been in schools, we've been in churches, we've been in service clubs, we've been in shopping malls, we've been in car rallies. We practically go everywhere where we can find an audience to bring this very important message. And as a result of going from community to community and talking about this with many Canadians, we've been able to gather a lot of information from Canadians, and most of the Canadians that we're talking to do have a desire to donate their organs and are willing to donate their organs. So one of our messages is that we do have a country that the public is willing to make their donations. A lot of the public just isn't that informed on how to do it. So we need a massive scale of education and awareness throughout from coast to coast so that we can properly address all the issues and properly and put into effect all the things that need to be put. So we are calling on all three levels of government to continue or do more work and bring this subject to the forefront. I think that in the past it hasn't been brought to the forefront. And me as a person doing this walk, being there, being on that waiting list, having a family that was worrying about an organ arriving and feeling desperate, and as a witness to many people that have passed away, and as a witness to many organs that could have been used and weren't used, I think we need to really give this message out to all three levels of government, saying that this is an important cause and we need your attention and we need you to address this. There can't be anything more important than life. And life could be saved with donations. So we need our governments to put this to the forefront. I am so happy what's taking place here in Winnipeg today, because we feel that we're going to get a lot of attention with this cause as a result of what's happening and taking place here in Winnipeg today. So we feel that this won't be something that is not as important as other issues, and so therefore we have to deal with other more important issues. We need to bring this right to the forefront, and this is what I am doing from community to community, bringing it to the forefront. And last year when I walked around the province of Ontario, every community that I went to, I was screaming out Premier Harris's name to respond to this. And he's a pretty hard guy to listen, to respond to things. And you know what? In September of last year, he called me up and said, I've been watching what you've been doing, and I got so inspired by what you're doing that I want to acknowledge you for what you did in the throne speech. And more importantly, you inspired me to create the Premier's Advisory Board on Organ and Tissue Donations, which presently they're taking some very positive steps. So this is what we want to do from province to province. We want to bring a very positive light to the public, and we also want to get the attention of all three levels of government so that we can do the best that we can in this country for those people on the waiting list. This isn't a one-man show by no means. I get all these wonderful things happen as a result of the work of many people that participate. I want to acknowledge my crew, my road crew that is going to be with me for the rest of the way, and that's another year. And we decided, and they decided along with me, so they're probably as crazy as I am, that we're not going to stop until we really see some good results in our country. So we were scheduled to stop in this time next year. Well, we're going to keep walking until we see a real change in our country. So at this point, I want to introduce my road crew. The fellow that's doing the camera work is Travis Martin, and he's from Fort Frances. The lady beside her is Miranda Avis, and she is also from Fort Frances. The fellow beside her is Brandon Morrison, and he is also from Fort Frances. And I'm calling them my Fort Frances connection because I actually weared out 5 different road crews since I've been on the road, and they came on board, and they're determined to stay with me all year, and they're representing youth, and I'm just so happy to have them on board. And last but not least is Dave, and I'm not going to pronounce your last name because I never get it right. And he is from Thunder Bay, and he's actually leaving tomorrow. He accompanied us from Thunder Bay, and he's been just a great help. So that's my road crew, and that's how I get things done. And at this point, I want to call up Miranda to come and help me to thank the many people that have made this possible, and that, you know, I know what we try and do is infect people, you know, infect people with a nice positive feeling so that we can make them do and join in and have them join us and do things with this area. So Miranda's here to just thank some of the people. We didn't have enough time to thank everybody, but we'll try our best to.
Hi. First, I'm just going to say the response we've had so far in Winnipeg has been unbelievable. The 4 of us in the Hummer have just been excited because you guys have just been awesome. And without these people that I'm going to thank right now, it'd be a lot harder to do this. They've donated rooms, food. They've donated pretty much everything for the cause, and I'm just going to list them now. Franz